Good day. I hope all is well in this bad time because of the COVID-19 pandemic. My name is Nguyen from Vietnam. First of all, I would like to express my sincere thanks to KIBIM to let me have a chance to present in your event today. I am presenting on behalf of the Vietnam BIM Academic Forum on behalf of my colleagues Dr. Ngọc Bình and Nguyen, who joined me to prepare this presentation. As one of the followers in BIM adoption, Vietnam has pushed up its speed to adopting BIM than for digitalizing the construction industry. The country has recently started to look into applications of aspects of the Industry 4.0 in construction, which include smart prefabrication and automation in construction. In order to promote the industry number 4 in zero and smart prefabrication in particular, the country is in need of high-skilled and high-quality human resources. This presentation is to share our experience in upskilling the BIM practitioners in Vietnam during the COVID-19 crisis to continue preparing for the Industry 4 in zero and smart prefabrication in particular. My presentation includes the following subtopics: introduction, BIM and prefabrication in Vietnam, methodology, results and discussions, and then conclusions. Vietnam is making its effort to adapt to new technologies in the fourth industrial revolution, Industry 4, across all sectors. For the success of the digitalization, industry innovation, collaboration, and developing workforce of the future are critical. All sectors, private, public, and academia, have a shared responsibility to close skill gaps and make sure our workforce is prepared for the future. The Vietnamese market's readiness is high, with a large young population who can rapidly adapt to new technologies. Vietnam's government has recently issued the Resolution number 152 NQTW with number of guidelines and policies to ensure active participation in the Industry 4. There are some of the drivers toward digitalization in Vietnam. Nowadays, building information modeling is at the center of the digitalization of the construction sector and the built environment. Several leading countries have finished introducing BIM and taken steps toward digital transformation in the construction industry. As a follower, Vietnam is urging for BIM adoption and digitalization economy, especially in the construction industry. Drivers for that include the need for change of the industry for higher productivity, the pressure from the BIM companies which deliver BIM services, who wants as many as possible clients to apply the solutions, the introduction of new technologies which are proved overseas to be more effective and efficient for the construction processes, and external supports such as the Global Infrastructure Program from the UK. However, in order to sustainably develop regarding this, a qualified sources of human resources is critical. The industry seeks qualified BIM practitioners from the Vietnamese graduates from overseas who have been trained in BIM-related programs, the foreign specialists who have interest in Vietnamese market, and the local practitioners who have had proper training and upskilling leveraging BIM. In Vietnam, the BIM Academic Forum have supported and encouraged university as well as training centers to deliver BIM-related training courses. At the moment, under the UK Global Infrastructure Programme, the Vietnamese BIM Academic Forum supports the government's, actually the BIM task group, to deliver training to clients in the construction industry. BIM Academic Forum in Vietnam is also seeking for support and best practices from overseas countries to share with the industry to make it more effective and efficient in BIM adoption. The event with KIBIM in 2019 is a good example. Before continuing with the BIM human resources training, I would like to show you a general picture regarding the BIM and prefabrication in construction industry in Vietnam. Vietnam has started to apply prefabrication since a very long time ago, since 1970s or before that. Precast panels have been used for roofing and floor slabs. With the support of production, lots of the residential areas in Vietnam have been built up using prefabricated blocks of apartments. This picture shows a rental area in Hanoi, which was built up in 1970s and still in use today. Then in 2000s, a company in Vietnam used sliding formworks to erect the core of some high-rise buildings. The beams, columns, and slabs were remanufactured in factories and installed to the building with wet joints. However, due to some issues with the quality, structure vibration, this solution has been chosen to stop. Even though manufacturers in Vietnam in the construction industry have still been carrying out research and development activities and produce lots of precast components which are well recognized by the market, such as pipe rack columns and oval roof trusses, very long span, or 3D panels for walls, lightweight panels for floors and roof, etc. Regarding BIM application, some clients claim that they started using BIM from 2008, but the adoption of BIM in Vietnam has been pushing up since the government recognized the benefits of BIM and the Prime Minister issued decision 2005 for piloting BIM in design, construction and operation of construction works, both buildings and infrastructure. From that, a number of projects adopted BIM have been developed, both in public and private sectors. The pictures here show some typical projects. The buildings with the Viettel new office based in Hanoi, Landmark 81 based in Ho Chi Minh City, some infrastructures such as the Đại Bridge in Quảng Ngãi province in the central Vietnam, Cánh Tạng Water Reservoir in Hòa Bình province in the north of Vietnam, and Metro Bến Thành Thanh Lương Road in Ho Chi Minh City in the south of Vietnam. However, smart fabrication has not been officially recognized in the construction industry in Vietnam. University and academics are believed to be the pioneers in this field. Lots of universities have been teaching automation in industry, including construction. What is more, in the project for 3D concrete building in Loughborough University in 2000s, one Vietnamese scholar was in the team, and he is now proposing a project regarding this in the condition in Vietnam. Regarding this research, due to that all of us are from BIM Academic Forum in Vietnam, we applied action research approach. Action research refers to a wide variety of evaluative, investigative, and analytical research methods designed to diagnose problems or weaknesses, whether organization, academics, or instructional, and help educators develop practical solutions to address them quickly and efficiently. When engaging with the training practice, the team can define the issue, make plans, and take actions. Then they can analyze outcomes of the actions in reality and propose some improvements that can be applied for better outcome in the next cycle. Under the global infrastructure programs by the UK, BIM Economic Forum in Vietnam have assisted the BIM task group in Vietnam to deliver up to now 17 training sessions under the form of seminar webinars and client trainings. Topics for webinar include BIM technologies such as BIM 360 Docs, BIM 360 Design, and Autodesk Forge. BIM lessons learned, BIM in COVID pandemic, BIM in Germany, BIM in An Hospital in Vietnam, BIM in Metro Paris, France, digital building permits process, etc. from Germany as well. BIM and education, BIM human resources education from high school, lesson from the UK, laser scanning, generative design with BIM as well. Regarding the topic for client training, we have delivered some sessions for BIM for project managers in procurement stage, in appointment stage, and in resource mobilization stage. The training sessions are delivered through 4 channels, using Zoom meeting as a key mean, then a YouTube channel, through a Facebook fan page, bim.gov.vn, and the website BIM Task Group. Each meeting attracted from 80 to 200 people directly participated. The YouTube channel program has only 367 subscribers up to now, but it was recorded hundreds of people watching live webinars, then hundreds of people watched the video after the events. Video posted on the Facebook fans page have at least 1,500 views. Those figures show the attractiveness of the training programs to the construction industry in Vietnam. Participants are not only from the industry, but from academia as well as governments. Students are also one type of active participant of the webinars. Indeed, this type of training has contributed significantly to the development of the BIM human resources in Vietnam. Though the COVID-19 pandemic in Vietnam has been under control, BIM Academic Forums in Vietnam still propose the BIM task group to deliver next training sessions in virtual mode due to the advantages of this type of training, especially the ease to mobilize expertise from overseas. After each event, BIM Academic Forum team have sit down together for reviewing the event's organizational progress. Issues have been addressed and solutions proposed. Till now, BIM Academic Forum ends up with a process for delivering a webinar as in this figure. 7 steps need to be go through to ensure a good and effective training session to be delivered. To conclude, we have recognized that during the disasters such as COVID-19, the construction industry cannot be idle, but have to operate more proactively to be well prepared for the post-disaster operations. It has been proved that virtual modes of training can attract more participants during and after the events, but more difficult to manage What is more, virtual training mode can mobilize foreign expertise more easily. Apparently, digitalization can be an effective solution not only for the whole economy in general, but for specialized activities such as trainings, and can also be very effective. Thank you very much for your listening. I wish you safe and well in this difficult time. Thank you.